Gather us in the lost and forsaken. Gather us in the blind and the lame.
All right, let's do this. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Uper Farmer Cigar Garage Talks. How's everyone doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing very good. Smoking and enjoying the sunset. This one's going out a little bit later than normal, but such is life. A couple of formalities real quick. We are doing a Punch 1840 Diablo. This cigar actually is one of the ones that I got in a beer pairing, a little gift box for Father's Day. Very excited to be enjoying this one. And so I decided, why not try it out with some of my favorite Keweenaw Brewing Company, the Widowmaker. I love this beer. It's one of my favorites. This one's kind of the workhorse beer, as I've said it before in other episodes. This is the one I like to kind of fall back on up here in the Uper land. You can find it pretty much everywhere, so it's kind of a good all-around safe beer if you're not exactly sure what you're getting into with some of the other beers you might find out there. Not as dark, not as much head as some beers, but that is good. I think it'll pair very nicely with the Diablo, the Punch 1840 Diablo cigar. So tonight we're going to continue on with our EMS war stories. I've really been having a lot of fun with this series. I'm kind of thinking that I might break this off into its own channel and try to really run forward and kind of catch my niche a little bit with these. I'm getting some fun ideas, some stuff I can do with this idea of EMS and other war stories. It was kind of brought up to me by a couple people that I should expand it out, bring in other stories. I'm looking at it, actually giving it a good go. The Uper Farmer, is kind of the experimental one. It's where I try stuff out, see what works, see what doesn't work. That's why until recently they all had experimental in front of them. So I don't know, we'll see. Maybe break this off, start another channel just dedicated to EMS war stories. I know there's a lot of other channels out there, but it's my thing. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm kind of excited to pursue maybe doing a special channel, actually giving it some publicity, trying to get it out there to other out on Facebook and social media. The Uper Farmer is more of a word-of-mouth channel, kind of friends and family. If you haven't guessed, from the few people who listen to this, it's mostly friends and family type stuff, which is cool. I absolutely adore and love that. I really wouldn't have had it any other way. But for tonight's story, we're going to talk about the second baby I delivered. In the field, I actually have earned 2 pink storks. I've already talked about my first delivery. I'll try to put a picture up, or one of those cards, that goes up over here, so that you can click on it to hear the first one. The second one still had some humor in it, of course, dark humor, and I'll kind of get into that. And the story is an interesting one in that it involves a lesbian couple, but we won't get too far into that part of the story. We'll just get it started. So, sit at the fire hall and get toned out for a woman very actively in labor. I was working with a newer EMT. We go hauling out to go to this call. We're reviewing everything. I'm prepping because Central actually said the grandfather called and said that he was a volunteer firefighter and he thinks that baby's really coming. So we're hauling butt out there. Sure enough, there's the woman sitting. She has another woman kind of holding her hand, caressing it. and she is actively trying not to push. You can see her just starting to bear down reflexively. If you ever see a delivery, sometimes they have the contractions, they just have to push. And I said, okay. I said, I think we're going to have this baby right here. And the woman who was helping the pregnant woman was like, no, no. And even the pregnant woman was like, no, we just got to get into the hospital. We just got to go to the hospital. I'm like, look, I've delivered a baby before. I'm actually really good at this. We've got a lot of experience and knowledge. Nope, nope, nope. We just need to get into the hospital. Let's go. Let's go. Load up. Come on, let's go. All right. Well, we get her in the rig, and she really looks like she has to push. And we have to check to see if the baby's crowning, because I'm pretty sure the baby is. And I get there, and I said, look, ma'am, I've got to check to see if you're crowning. No. And it was her companion, her friend. I didn't know what the relationship was. And absolutely not. You can't check. I said, well, why not? I said, this is part of my medical assessment. And the friend grabs the pregnant woman's hand and says, no man has ever seen our special region. And I got a good chuckle out of it. Again, I have no problem with people's lifestyles, whatever makes you happy. If you want to date someone of the similar sex, I can respect that. But I kind of had to chuckle because at the time, in vitro fertilization was extremely rare. The area we're in didn't even really offer it. You had to drive a fair distance away. And it also, at the time, was extremely pricey, not covered by any insurance or anything like that. Let me pick the camera up here. Let's get that sunset. That's a beautiful sunset tonight. So I don't think no other male has ever seen their special area, but whatever. We start hauling in. Unfortunately, it was the winter breakup, so roads are just naturally bumpy with ice and whatnot. And it was just, you could see it was agony. The woman was gonna have that baby. I knew she was. She refused to let us pull over. She refused to let me check her. I'm still prepping all the OB gear so we can deliver. And we're getting ready. I said, are you sure? I said, we can pull over. It'll be more comfortable. We can get this baby out so you stop having all that pain. No. The friend keeps telling me that no man can see their special area. All right. Honoring the patient's wishes. But we get to the hospital, and my EMT partner, who was newer, accidentally kind of sort of hit the curb. And that's all it took. The baby was coming. There was nothing stopping it. She was going to deliver it in her pants. So the doctor ran in. I called for the doctor. At that point, you really can't move a patient once their head's engaged and coming out. So we were able to, me and the doctor, access the area. I promised I wouldn't look as I delivered. The doctor had no clue what the hell I was talking about. He looked at me like, what? And I said, I promise I won't look. We got the baby out. Baby was doing fine. Got it delivered. Actually, the baby was super healthy. It came out pink. It came out crying and moving. Good, yelling and screaming. Crying. Great APGAR scores. The initial and then the 1 minute and 5 minute were just awesome. Awesome scores. It was a good moment. The moms enjoyed their kid. I kind of handed the baby off, and we congratulated each other, and job well done. Wheeled her right up to OB, right to the nursery, so the nurses could kind of take over, and the doc can take over. Relayed the story to the doctor, and he got a good chuckle too. He said, yeah, I highly doubt they had in vitro, but maybe. I said, yeah, maybe. He really chuckled because he says that he does know the place that is the closest that does in vitro. It's a male doctor. I said, no, doc, I'm not even worried about it. It's their request, their wish. Did I look? No more than I had to deliver the baby. I had a lot of other stuff to keep my attention. And it was good. It was good times. We're hauling back with me and my partner. Of course, we went and got cookies and I think we bought cigars, even the gas station cigars. Nothing this good, of course. Pretty cool though. We're finishing out our shift, and just as we're getting ready to leave, I think about an hour or so before we were scheduled to leave, someone comes pulling in, just fishtailing in. They run to the door and they knock real quick. It was Grandpa, the new Grandpa. That was his first grandchild. As a volunteer firefighter in the area, he knew that we had shift change pretty soon, and he wanted to give us a little thank you. And of course, being a public servant himself, he knew the best thank you that we could get: a big old box of donuts. 2 of them, one for me and one for my partner. He said he was going to drive one down to the doctor, who kind of helped. He did say that he would have preferred to bring beer, and had this been even 10 years earlier, he would have brought us some good beer. But I love the donuts. I ate way more of that dozen donuts than I should have. And I took them home with me too. Usually you leave that stuff at the station, but took them home. My kids enjoyed them. My wife enjoyed them. It was a good time. We had a good laugh at that. So that's my second stork. Still just as impressive, just as fun. Cloud 9 really was. I was on Cloud 9 for a month after that delivery. Bringing life into the world after dealing with so much death in my career. It was well needed. It was a great feeling. But yeah, that's the second delivery I had. A very odd one. Again, I really wish I had delivered it at the house, where we could have spread our gear out, made things a little more comfortable. Could have had a little more assistance. But that just goes to show nature, God, whoever you want to call, you've got your plan, and they're going to tell you what's going to happen. And that night, or that day, excuse me, she was having that baby, whether she wanted to or not, no matter who was there to deliver it. I was glad I could be a part of it. It's pretty cool. Little baby girl. So that's where I got my 2 stork pins from. Super exciting, still have my pins. Show them off with pride. Because it's a great accomplishment. But anyway, I'll kind of end it there. I hope everything's going well. Hope you're all doing well. And stay safe out there. We'll see you on the next one.